Alright everybody, all the cards are up for Modern Horizons 3, which means it's time to finally crack open some cards. Now normally I start with play boosters and take my time to tell stories. That video is still going to come, don't worry, but I figured let's start with the shiny stuff, with collector boosters. I've gotten a lot of questions asking, hey, what do these cards look like? What do some of these treatments actually look like in person? So let's find some today. We're going to find some really cool cards, provided that we ever get this plastic wrap off of here. Alright, here we go. So here's all the packs. And let's start cracking them, seeing what we got. Ooh, so shiny off the side there. Oh yeah, I'll set them over here. Lighting, you know? It's a whole thing. All right, first Modern Horizon 3 collector booster I've ever opened. Let's see what we get. So we start off with, of course, a bunch of foils. These are foil commons and uncommons. So shiny from the set. Ooh, foil Stuffwood Coliseum, a nice throwback from Odyssey there. Love seeing the shininess. Here's Fel the Profane. You get the nice double face card in foil. Forest, get that cool full art land. I love all the Eldrazi on these lands right before they destroy them, probably. All right, so some of the times, some of the cards are retro framed, like this Galvanic Discharge. So you get a bunch of retro framed cards in your packs. I'm kind of just gonna enjoy opening foil. I love the old foils. Foil Siege Gang Lieutenant there, throwback from the first or second Modern Horizons. Pearl Ear. This is a wild new affinity for auras card. Love that. Remember we played a bunch of this one in our internal commander playtesting. Stone Idol Generator. Another use of this 612 construct token. I'm glad we could bring it back for another run in the extended art version here. Invert Polarity, another extended art rare. Wrath of the Skies and Borderless. Very cool. This is a nice board sweeper that uses energy and it gives you a bunch of energy to boot. So you get to convert stuff into a bunch of energy. Ooh, foil Layla in the special like profile treatment. Check that out. That is really cool looking. I love how these profile legends and turned out here. And Layla, as we already know, it's been in Magic for a while. It's quite strong. New to Modern, but not new to Magic. And very good with Cascade or things like it. And then you get this double-sided token at the end. Phyrexian Germ on one side, and look at this cute little fox on the other side. So, not a bad first booster. Foil Pearl Ear. Got this cool Layla. Digging it, digging it. All right, pack number 2. All right. Wither and Bloom with art by Richard Kane Ferguson. Love that we got RKF back for some of these. It's really cool. So I got Landscape, Gravedig, yeah. Eldrazi. Cool to get these colorless foils. Wirewood Symbiote, nice little blast from the past once again. Card here from all the way back in Scourge. That was quite the strong card. Scourge? Legions? I think it was Scourge. Cool island with I think the Shadow of Emrakul kind of in the background there. Meltdown, a reprint from Urza block. Back here, now in Modern. Blows up a bunch of artifacts. Ooh, Foil Evolution Witness. This is a really nice one. It's like a riff on Eternal Witness. You can play it out now and then adapt it later to get something back. Notably common, so play that in your Pauper decks if you want. Foil Emerald Medallion. Cool. I love that the expansion symbols really pop on these. You know, I mean, I obviously know what cards are in the set and have played Modern Horizons 3 internal playtesting, but you don't get much more than pieces of paper with sometimes art on them if you're fortunate. So seeing these for the first time, like in my hand, looking this gorgeous is pretty darn cool. Foil Satya. Ooh, this is a foil etched card. Satya Aetherflux Genius. You can kind of see the etching treatment there. It's debuted in Commander Legends and is back here in Modern Horizons 3. That's very nice. This is from the Commander deck. It's in the Energy Commander deck. Crab Abomination. Play this in your Affinity deck or something. It is a crab. You get to play cards from your opponent's stuff. And you get to play for cheaper with Emerge. And here it's an extended art. Ooh, Eladamri in the profile treatment. This legend is very powerful. This is a super strong mono green legend. And yeah, it looks so real here. I love that. Love that look. Love that vibe. Oh, and a foil profile Ashling, a mythic rare. Quite strong red commander. It's really good if you're going to be flinging a bunch of spells. You want to try and play 3 spells each turn if you can. So, you know, build your mono red spell slinger deck. That one's pretty cool. Servo here. Cat Warrior. This is a Cat Warrior here. Nice little 2/1 Cat Warrior ready to battle. Oh, it's just so exciting to crack. You know, we've worked on Modern Horizon 3 for a while, so getting to open all these up, see all the cool treatment, see all the fun references and gorgeous art. Very exciting. All right, go through the comes out and comes. Ooh, foil Vexing Bauble. That's nice. This is poised to potentially be a strong card in Modern. Sideboard card. Fledgling Dragon, reprint from Judgment there. I guess, what am I saying? Why would it be able to have the symbol of the set it was in? Was it Scourge? Yeah, it was Scourge. Okay, great. I'm not going nuts. All right. Glasswind Grace for a double-sided card. Got these cards are so good. Just having the dual land on the back side. The opportunity cost to play them is so small that even if the card effect is not the strongest, you will play a bunch of these. There's the Plains. Tune the Narrative, a nice energy card here in the old frame. This card is really nice. As a 1-mana cantrip, it gives you energy. It's, very, very strong cantrip. Doesn't take much for 1-mana draw card to be good. Old Frame Munitions Expert. Ready to ping your opponent's creatures for goblins. Ooh, foil Flooded Strand. Nice. That is a great hit. This time depicted in Eldraine, I believe. Yeah, this will go right into some commander decks. That is for sure. Foil Act in this extended art treatment from Modern Horizons 3 Commander. Gets rid of all their counters, which is normally pretty hard to do, but you can get rid of people's energy or the like. You might be holding on to experience counters. A lot of debates around this card internally. If you can make it lose your own counters, but we don't want you to be able to take off your own poison. That's why it only hits your opponent's counters. That was the ultimate decision there. Ooh, nice borderless showcase Pearl Medallion. Oh, these medallions look so good. Just check that out. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Ooh, Chthonian Nightmare. This is a riff on Recurring Nightmare. Recurring Nightmare, such a powerful Magic card. If you've never played with it, I mean, it's banned in Commander. It doesn't really get played much these days because it's just so strong, and it's not legal in like Modern or anything like that either. So not a lot of places to play it. But if you played Cube, you might have played Recurring Nightmare. Card is absolutely busted. Chthonian Nightmare is also quite strong, and you can keep playing it for 2 mana each time. So it's pretty easy to generate some wild, not like game-ending loops, but not like infinite loops, but a lot of loops where you just keep bringing the same creatures back over and over again. This is a house, and it looks great in the old frame too. It really feels like it belongs there. Nice job. Well, now foil Crabomination, ready to emerge from artifacts. We got an Eldrazi Spawn back from Rise of the Eldrazi, and this Soldier token. Really nice. It's like Modern Horizons Christmas over here. Let's see what we got. All right, next pack we have some nice commons here. Viscerator's Insight, poised to probably be a popper card, or at least a card to consider, which is nice. Ooh, I love seeing foil sagas. Those are always rad. All about Grist the Hunger Tide here with the Hunger Tide Rises. Reckless Pyro Surfer. Depth Defiler. Here's an island. Just, tap for blue mana. Victimize, now in Modern. Commander staple. Going to be here in Modern now. In the old frame. Very nice. You could get, of course, the card Victimize, which I think is from Urza Block originally in the old frame, because Urza Block was old frame, but I don't think this new art has ever appeared in the old frame before, so that's pretty cool. Lion Umbra, using the new Umbra armor terminology from +2/+3 Ridge Reach for 2 mana. All you have to do is have your creature modified. It's like a kind of a Daybreak Coronet riff. Oh, foil Tameo, awesome! So there are these really cool double-faced planeswalkers, where it's a planeswalker on one side and then there's a creature on the other side, sort of like what Magic Origins did. And wow, that is awesome! Getting this foil Tameo here. This is a very exciting card. 1 mana card that can turn into a planeswalker. All you gotta do is draw 3 cards, no problem. I can find ways to draw a couple extra cards on my turn. And you get this planeswalker that lets you get back your spells and even gives you mana. Rad. Very cool. And notably, right, because it's blue-green color identity on the back, you can play this as a blue-green commander, which is very important. So you can play Tameo as your blue-green commander. Very nice. Ulamog's Dreadsire. Make a 10/10 Eldrazi colorless Eldrazi token every time you tap it. Yeah, that'll do some damage. Godsire is kind of the riff here, for those who know that card from Shards of Alara. Love some cuts. Genku, Future Shaper. There's that profile treatment on this legend here. Makes some different types. Pumps your team. It's a nice card. Necrodominus. This card, I riff on Necropotence. An extremely, extremely powerful card from Magic's past. This card is very strong with Sholadrid, because you can pay, quotation marks, pay life to draw cards with Sholadrid, and then you gain life for every life you pay. So if you have 10 life, you can pay 9 life, draw 9 cards, and gain 18 life back with Shoulder in play. So I expect that to see some modern play. Yeah, your max hand size is 5. We need to keep the best 5 cards of your top 9. That's pretty good. Psychic Frog, a take on Psychotog, of course. New, souped up, improved. That first ability lets you draw a card when you hit them. So kind of a Phidian vibe there. Very nice. And then we got Eldrazi Spawn. And Spellgorger Weird token. There is a card that creates token copies of Spellgorger Weird. I think it's a red Uncommon Saga. So stay tuned for that in case we get there. I remember the first time I read that card, I'm like, what? You're making a Spellgorger Weird token? That is wild. But it makes me smile. Modern Horizons 3 is just good for having some really wild riffs and, yeah, some cuts that are like, man, this is really making me smile. Some very, very wild stuff. Okay. Landscape. This, for first familiar, this is going to be a strong popper card. That is on our radar for sure. Sink into Stupor. Got this Forest. Brain Surge, kind of the Brainstorm Rift. Certainly, Brainstorm it is not, given it costs 3 mana, but still playable on its own and limited. And, you know, if you're trying to set up the top of your deck in various formats, it can be quite strong. Aether Spike, wow, that looks awesome. That really feels like it's at home in this frame. That art by Campbell White, just this feels right out in 1998 or something like that. That is very nice. It's a nice counterspell too, nice mana leak variant. Detective's Phoenix wants you to collect some evidence to bestow it, which is a nice mashup of abilities as Modern Horizons is wont to do. Planar Nexus from the Commander deck in extended art. Every non-basic land type, including all 3 pieces of the Urzatron. So this plus a Tron land means that land will tap for 2 or 3 if it's a tower. So that's kind of nice. Dreamtide Whale. This card, I think this is going to be a huge commander hit from this set. It's got Vanishing 2, but whenever a player casts their second spell, you proliferate. So it's very easy to have this thing just stick around forever and proliferate up all your stuff. And it's a 3 mana 7/5. So in Commander, it's often like 3 mana 7/5 with upside. So yeah, I expect us to see a bunch of play. And great art here in the extended art treatment too. Oh, Profile Kalia. That looks awesome. Cannot wait for people to upgrade their decks to this look. That is wonderful. Very cool. Volatile Stormdrake here. A riff on Gilded Drake. There's a kind of a cycle of reserve list cards that we have riffs on in this set. And Volatile Stormdrake is a riff on Gilded Drake. We already saw the Recurring Nightmare earlier with the Energy Recurring Nightmare. We got a Servo and then a Blood hanging out here. It really is like walking back through Magic's history when it comes to mechanics. You're like, oh, there's a Blood token, there's an Eldrazi Spawn, there's a Servo, there's, all this stuff from Magic's history. So I love the nods in this set to all of that. All right, we got some commons here. Ooh, Foil Galvanic Discharge. This is a really nice burn spell. Expect that to see some play around. Foil Victimize for Urza Saga, symbol right there. Stomp. Once again, the barrier to entry on these cards is so low. You can just put them in so many decks. I expect these to be in tons of Commander decks. These double face lands. They're just make the game move so much smoother. Marionette Apprentice in the old frame. This is a quite nice Blood Artist riff. So you play this and you fabricate 1, you make your Servo, and then whenever another creature artifact you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. So it's like a very strong Blood Artist variant. You don't gain the life, but if you're draining them all every time an artifact or creature dies, like say, I don't know, a treasure or something, really gets the juices flowing. Foil Jolted Awake. Ooh, that's another really classic looking piece. I love how many of these just feel like they're from old Magic just by art alone. Shill Gengar. This is the demon that I believe helped Edgar Markov create the vampires on Innistrad. So that's a kind of a fun creative throwback. I love finding these old legends to riff with. And yeah, this guy lets you create a bunch of blood tokens and then bring a bunch of stuff back as vampires. And 5 mana 6/6 flyer to boot, so not too shabby. Desert Warfare. This is a Desert Matters card from the lands deck in Modern Horizons 3. The deck has all kinds of lands of all kinds of weird land types, so we're able to put a bunch of weird land rewards in it. This is one cares about deserts. I got some questions as to why this wasn't in the precon for Outlaws of Thunder Junction. Just, they were developed kind of at different times and in different biomes. Not like this stole the card from Outlaws or anything. This card was never in the Outlaws Commander deck. Although that deck would have certainly used this card to good effect. So, but no, it didn't get split up intentionally. Just kind of like, well, this set made this card, and this other set that we worked on at a different time made this other card. And our timelines are very wacky and strange. Maybe I could do a whole video on that. If you want to see a video on the timelines of Magic design, let me know in the comments. Abstruse Appropriation is a devoid spell that gets to exile something, then let you play it later on. Very trippy looking to have the devoid here without the devoid frame. That's very cool. What a neat piece of art too, seeing that angel kind of get all Drawsified here on the side. Wild. Ooh, nice. I'm so excited to drop this other card. It is a borderless Showcase Polluted Delta right into various modern decks and commander decks. It goes. And then a foil Ripples of Undeath. So you get some card advantage. Mill some cards. Get a card back if you want them. Nice. Servo and a Phyrexian Worm. A 1/2 Phyrexian Worm token. Alright, let's keep going here. See what we can find. Alright. Got all these guys. Foil Mountain, nice. Charitable Levy. Sort of like a taxing enchantment. And then if enough people cast non-creature spells, well, you've collected on the levy and you draw a card and get a land. Seems like a pretty nice commander card, and also probably has a modern application as well. A reprint from previous Modern Horizons set to make the crab and investigate in the foil in the old frame. Cool. Devourer of Destiny. This is, I think, a pretty nice one for modern if there is an Eldrazi deck that shows up. The fact you get to do a little bit of manipulation in the beginning of the game to find the card you're looking for before the game even starts is really nice. And then also just being, a Necrotal basically comes in, gets rid of any permanent that has a color. Yeah, I could see some of these showing up in Modern. Here's this Electromancer from the Commander deck, from the Energy Commander deck. Lots of ways to spend energy in new and novel methods here. This guy's overclocked. Ooh, nice! Extended Art Bloodstained Mire. Glad to get this. This is set on with Phyrexia is the vibe here. Love seeing these concepts in different places too. It's very cool. Oh, and an old frame Polluted Delta. I gotta say, that just hits right. I mean, I know the borderless version we got earlier is very cool. Don't get me wrong, it looks gorgeous. But something about the old frame Polluted Delta, it just feels right. Obviously, I know Polluted Delta. Well, I also will hit it. I know Polluted Delta exists in old frame. Trust me, I crack those all the time. But yeah, that just feels right. That art is really nice too. Really, really wonderful. Oh, yeah, no, not this out of the way, but a Flare of Fortitude. This is in this new free spell cycle. You got to stack a creature, a non-token creature, to pay its cost. But this is like an Angel's Grace style card. So these also were pretty big in Modern last time around. We'll see if the free spells hit this time too. They're not creatures this time, and they're a little harder to play for free, but they still have a lot of legs. Anytime there are free spells around, there's a good chance that that'll do something. All right, let's keep on moving along here. All right, Foil Tune the Narrative, nice. Glad to get one of those. I think will just be a really nice. Any energy deck is going to want many of these, probably 4 of these in Modern or in Commander. Of course, just the one, but having extra foils around is great. There's a foil levy too. Unstable Amulet wants you to cast cards from not your hand. You can manage that. Lots of decks that want to do that, including plenty of commanders I can think of. Foil Victimize. Got all kinds of Victimize treatments today. The old frame, very cool. Archway of Innovation. These lands are fantastic. They're pretty easy to enter untapped. A single, Watery Grave or just basic island will do it. And then, they have these simple, strong abilities as the bottom activation. So giving stuff improvise lets you just cast your big spells a little cheaper. These I expect will show up plenty in Commander and Modern alike. This is a continuation of the Nemesis cycle that shows up in the Commander decks. Sewer Nemesis, for example, True Name Nemesis is the best known one. Here's a red one, the Red Nemesis. It's like throwback to Commander cycles, which is pretty fun in a way. Ooh, nice. Borderless Springheart Nantuko. Nice bestow card that also has landfall. Lot of stuff going on here, but that just looks stunning. I love that take on the Nantuko. Check that out. That's so cool. Another Ashling. All right. Second copy of Ashling in the old frame here. Man, these old frame cards. I just love the old frame. I know they're not for everybody, but old frame hits well for me. Ooh, and then a foil etched Genku. Rad. And then there's this Eldrazi Spawn and a 1/1 Spirit. A classic token, a 1/1 Spirit. All right, this is a 4th pack from the end. So kind of chugging through these, but I'm just enjoying. I'm just so excited to crack these open and see all the fun stuff. We'll do the more detailed opening with the play boosters a little bit later, but Grandeur makes a comeback though. Really excited to see that. It's a mechanic that we haven't seen since Future Sight, and uncommon legendary. Here it is, a good place for it. Foil Marionette Apprentice. This card is going to see so much play. And Commander, Jolted Awake. Another old frame one of those. Ooh, Consuming Corruption. This card is really nice. It reminds me of Tendrils of Corruption. Just, you know, for half the mana cost. You're going to want a bunch of swamps anyway, so the BB is not that much of a restriction. Could definitely see this seeing play. Good with Urborg and the like. Modern potential. Sylvan Safekeeper. Ollie Rade's invitational card. Shown up, seen plenty of competitive play over the years, so cool to get that in foil here. Ooh, Omo, Queen of Asuva. This is the face of the blue-green deck here in Borderless. Makes your lands and your creatures all types, so it's all kinds of shenanigans occur there. Ooh, another extended Flare of Fortitude. Ready? I'm ready to play some Angel's Grace combo deck. It's time. Ad nauseum, get ready. Wow, Borderless Tamiyo. That looks so rad. Awesome work to Evan Fong on this piece. And I'll just show the backside of it. That is grand. Whew, that's so cool looking. I think she said when she was working on this in the debut that she was going for like anime magical girl style transformation, which you definitely get that vibe here, which I really love. Awesome work, Evan. Foil Fury, a funny card to open up, given Fury's current place on the ban list. But still, quite a strong Magic card. Cubes and so on. Would love to have this around. Of course, we put this in the set before we banned it in Modern, so at that point it was too late to get it out of the set. But, you know, it's still a very strong Magic card, clearly as evidenced by the fact it was banned. And maybe, who knows, maybe it could have returned one day. We'll see. And there's the whale that's part of the Reform token chain. Normally when I get this far through, I have like a code word or something for people to say. To be like, hey, if you've been watching this far, I'm always curious who like skips to the end of the video, just to, like see me like fan through cards or whatever, and who actually watches the whole way through. So if you're watching right now, we want to have a code word for you to drop in the comments, so just post it in there. And the code word today is reprint. Find a way to get reprint in the comments, and see that way I'll know who was paying attention the whole way through. All right, got some commons here. Ooh, Shrieking Drake is back. That's a pretty cool reprint. Actually, we'll do one better. Don't just use the word reprint. Post your favorite like throwback reprint. That's what I want to see. Share your favorite throwback reprint in the comments. Just work the name in there somewhere. One of them. I would love to see what you all like from the set. Because Shrieking Drake brings back the word reprint, kind of boring, but saying your favorite reprint even better. This card brings back memories. You can return itself, so it's very good for like upping your storm count or similar. Oh, Disciple of Freyalise. This is a real banger, right? Because it's either a land on one side, just basically a forest. You can pay 3 life to have it come in untapped. Or eventually it's like a Disciple of Bolas style card where you can sack something and gain some life and draw some cards. Really nice. Abiding Grace here in the old frame from previous Modern Horizons. Metastatic Evangel, which lets you proliferate a ton of times. Really, really nice for just a 2 mana card. You can proliferate so many times with this. Wow, Flage. So this is, right, so Uro and Kroxa in Theros Beyond Death were 2 of these Elder Giants. More were mentioned in the story. Here is Flage, which I always have to write correctly and not be Phage. But yeah, it's quite cool. Pretty strong card, Lightning Helixes, and then it can escape from your graveyard. Uro and Kroxa have seen plenty of play, so maybe Flage will too. Infested Thrynax, a riff on Sprouting Thrynax. Love a good old reference. Ooh, Shifting Woodland in this Borderless treatment. This is the green one of these. The cycle, the joke of the cycle is they all feature a different mechanic. So each of these lands features a different returning mechanic. So Delirium is on this. Oh no, man, I cannot hold a Magic card today. If you ever drop Magic cards, take solace that even I drop Magic cards. Well, here's the next card, Roshin in that showcase treatment. Caring about X, just like the original Roshin. Very cool. This fell upside down there, but Arna Kennerud, Sky Captain, who appears in the flavor text of some previous Magic cards. A nice deep cut from Ice Age history. Very nice. All right. These are in some order. I dropped them, so that's on me. All right, 2 packs remaining. Let's see what we find. Gotten a good mix of fetch lands. What am I waiting for? I could use some more double-faced planeswalkers. Wouldn't complain about that. Always happy to get more fetch lands. Modern decks, Commander decks, everyone wants fetch lands. Ghost Fire Slice. Hopefully you all watched my Ugin video. This was a fun throwback there. All right. Well, here's the, for all you want to collect the enough to grandeur with this guy, here you go. Your Skoa Ember Mage. Brain Surgeon foil. That's a really cool looking foil. Shifting Woodland. There's that green land again. Foil this time around. Aurora Shifter. This is from the Energy Commander deck. So yeah, you can get those in extended art here in these collector boosters. Winter Moon. Oh man, a throwback to Winter Orb and Blood Moon kind of together. I am not this card's biggest fan because I do not enjoy these kind of effects being around, but I know they have their fans. So if you enjoy them, this one's for you, and you will not see more like it very often. But Modern Horizon 3, where it's a competitive set with a lot of modern stuff, is the right place to deploy some hateful cards like this. Yeah, perhaps you'll lose to them and be frustrated, like many players have to Winter Orb and Blood Moon. But they serve an important role, asking you to put some basic lands in your deck for once, please. Flare of Malice. Ooh, here is the black one of this cycle. Kills off a creature. So you sack one of your own things, and you get to kill one of their things for free. They get to choose what it is, but well, not that not choose what it is, but they get it's not just whatever you want. It is their highest mana value thing. So it might not always be the card you want to hit, but you can't complain too much about a free removal spell. It's like the Rollick, the free Rollick in Commander is really strong. Cool card. Kudo in foil. This is your Bear Lord for your green-white bears deck, so it's unbearable. Yep, that's what you gotta live with. Eldrazi Spawn, and then a plant over here. And last collector booster, let's see what we got in this Modern Horizons 3-pack. Got Siege Smash, a new split second card. Always fun to see that. Whoa, I love this art by Justine Jones on Horrific Assault. Seeing it in the frame and foil like that is so cool. What a trip. Great piece. A riff on Hunted Wumpus. Very nice. Here's Angel of the Ruins, which is originally from a Commander deck, now Modern Legal. Really nice card. Got a Plains, Hard Evidence. There's the Crab Maker again. Charitable Levy and Old Frame foil. Once again, it just feels so right. This art in this frame, it just hits for me. It really hits. Ripples of Undeath and foil. Cool. Filigree Racer, a nice energy vehicle. This was, I think, Henry Davis's idea. Was the idea to make a vehicle that gave stuff jump starts, because you could jump start the vehicle. There's some fun there. I think originally it was a vehicle with jump start, which doesn't really work because it gets exiled. There was a cast trigger. It was kind of weird. But then it got turned into this, which I think is a lot more elegant and pretty cool. Pretty cool design. Pearl Ear. There's another one of these guys here in the profile treatment. So get your Commander decks ready for Affinity for Auras. Nice. Old Frame Esper Sentinel. This is such a staple. And shows up in Commander everywhere, of course. Sees some modern play. Really nice reprint. That's awesome. And in the old frame here. Oh, and then a foil Borderless Pearl Medallion. Amazing for mono white. And then at the end of this token, Eldrazi Spawn and a fish. We're getting the whole array of reformed tokens. Wow, lots of cool stuff today. I think that foil Tameo and all the fetch lands really made it for me. But let me know what your favorite open was, and anything else you want to share about the set. I'll be back next week when I talk about the pre-release and how to build a pre-release deck. I actually build a pre-release deck. I'll try and do a play booster opening, so there'll be a lot of stuff next week. But today, the whole set's out. I'm just stoked about opening up some Modern Horizons cards, and I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll talk with you again soon, and until next week, have fun looking through the Modern Horizons 3 full set list. And remember, you got this.